Today, for anybody who missed it, we are trying out the 3 elite specializations that are going to be coming in the next expansion in Guild Wars 2, which releases in February, End of Dragons. They are running beta periods. These betas will feature 3 elite specializations. They seem to be roughly 3 weeks apart, so this week is our first one, and then I imagine, kind of like they did leading up to this, we will get teasers and reveals of the other 3 elite specs in the 3 weeks leading up to the next one. Then we'll have another beta period like this for the next 3 elite specs, and so on and so forth until the release in February. So our first elite specializations, I'll show you here as we actually, let's get into the game screen, and then I can show you. If you want to try these out yourself, or if you're new to the game and you're curious and you just want to see, maybe you've been playing around with different classes, you want to see what the new elite specs are going to be for whatever base classes you might want to start a new character on, you can actually sort of participate by, you'll see here that I have these 3 characters, and you can only have 3, and it'll mark them as beta in the bottom right hand corner here. So we have 1 of each, but these ones here on the right are just my regular characters. So if you patch the game, you load into your character screen, and then you go into the bottom right hand corner where there's this little create button. It's grayed out for me because I already created them, but you can click on that and you can create these temporary characters that will go away. They will vanish at the end of the beta. They will no longer be here, so don't put your hopes and dreams on them. But they might give you an idea for something you can build later. Make sure to screenshot that CC. We have Mesmer Elite Spec, which is the Virtuoso, a psionic blade wielder who, rather than generating a ton of clones, generates these daggers that they then use to attack their enemies. We have the new Necro Elite Spec, Harbinger, which is a chemist who has harnessed the magics and powers of the jade that's been harvested in Cantha. The Harbinger uses the jade to create these different elixirs that they then consume, inflicting upon themselves suffering, but getting a bunch of cool stuff because of it. And then we have the last elite spec, which is the Guardian Elite Specialization Willbender. They use 2 blades, and they have lots and lots and lots of zoomy moves. So these are the 3 that we've made. And I'm going to start off, I think, with our Mesmer. We're just gonna mess around a little bit, and I'm gonna show everybody some shit. Oh god, just look at how shiny it is. Just look at how shiny it is. Daggerstorm will blind you, but also your enemy. Nobody will know what's going on. Throw a fan of daggers that return to you, and they were actually showing something really neat with this. Hold on, I want to see how this goes. Wow! It went to outer space! So if you, like, aim it at a wall that's close to you, it will return to you sooner. That's so neat. I love that. That is so cool. And if you aim it at the ground, it goes to where the human gods came from. It returns to the human homeland. Space. The final frontier. Oh man, Bladestorm is good though. It's like if you're doing a rave on a budget and you don't have a lot of money to get like special lights. Just, you know, summon up that very, very good skill 3 unstable Bladestorm and drop the beat. Okay, so let's take a look at the right-hand side. So our first one is going to be our heal. Heal yourself, throw 2 blades at your target. If the first blade hits, you lose Condi. If the second blade hits, you gain Aegis and 1 additional random boon. So what do we got for those boons? Swiftness, Vigor, Aegis, Regen. Okay, all right. And then Sword of Decimation. This one is so neat! Hold up a minute! It's so good! Here, I can show you on this boy. You make 1 giant sword that descends from the heavens and then just destroys them. It also has an immob on it. It can hit up to 5 targets. Has a pretty decent radius. It's super fun. It's super fun. Attack deals increased damage against controlled and downed foes. So it might be something that, I don't know, maybe it would be fun for a finisher, or, you know, somebody that's been immobed already even. Knock back nearby foes with a psychic blade and gain boons, fury, and might. So that might even be something that's good just to, like... Oh, I see. It's closer circle to you. It kind of originates out around you. That might be good if you, like, rush into a group and then hit that. It's gonna give you more fury and might, and then you can use that to kind of wail on people. Rain of Swords, same thing, it's gonna be Vuln, so maybe those two are good to kind of lead off with here. We hit this, we knock back. We rain some daggers on him. He dead. Ah, it's so good. Oh, it is real good though. It's real good though. And we get that shatter. Oh, oh, this is good. Rook-like. Sorry, everybody. You can tell when I get into something because I get really weird about it. Alright, okay, alright. So, then we've got the actual Blade songs. Blade Song Harmony will play into the Vuln stuff that we kind of did. So this one will take all of the ones that we have and proportionally deal more damage, I think, based off of what we've got. Blade Song Sorrow will fire like a bunch of different blades, which will inflict Condi. Blade Song Dissonance will combine all our blades into one again. That dazes targets based... Oh, this one's based on the number of blades consumed. Blade Turn Requiem will block incoming attacks and send... Oh, this one's animation is so good. They showed it. They will spin around you to hit nearby foes. Spinning blade duration scales the number of blades consumed. Okay, so it goes longer with how many that you have stacked. Isn't that amazing? God. It's so good. It looks like, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was going to be really in love with Virtuoso just from the preview. I was like, oh, it kind of looks neat. But now that I'm actually playing it, I'm just like, sparkle swords. Let's head to a Heart of Thorns zone and get my butt handed to me. Oh, my butt's already getting handed to me. Oh, my butt. Try and remember all the things that we've learned and then put them to the test here. And then get super annihilated by this monster. This is kind of fun for being able to res people my body. No, no, this is not good. Get my heal skill back. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so I kind of want to save up. Ooh. Ah. Welcome to Virtuoso, the latest class, the latest elite specialization coming to Guild Wars 2. Today we're going to give you a preview of the high-paced, action-oriented combat you can expect from this class. We cut over to Rook. Rook, take it away. Ah! My butt! Oh my god! Did you heal? Oh, I forgot my buttons. Let's just try, I'm just gonna try and do some little some basic moves here to get some more daggers, because I'm curious. Then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna do... Okay, we got all of them now, so I'm gonna use that F3 and see, I see that it did apply the different things. We got the Vuln and the Daze that effectively happened, and then he went down pretty fast. I mean, that felt pretty good. Okay, we're gonna pop in next. We're actually gonna move on to our Necro. Harbinger rotation, take a big swig and then shoot your gun. Don't do that in real life. Very irresponsible. Incredibly irresponsible. Just don't do it. I don't know how I feel about a gun-wielding Necromancer. It is a big change from how I think you see a lot of Necromancers sort of depicted in games, which honestly I love. I think that's super fun. I think it's neat to see how Guild Wars 2 subvert stuff, so I'm digging it. You know, I'm gonna toss a little 7 in. I'm gonna just make it a little spicy. I'm gonna put a little 7 in here, gain some might and fury. See how this goes together. I will say this, the gunshot sounds are incredibly percussive. I keep expecting, like, again, like, necro ambiance, where it's like swooshy, ominous, maybe squelchy. I hate that that's a word I would actually use to describe a necro kind of flare, but squelchy is definitely in there. It's very fun and different to have that, like, more percussive kind of soundscape, thematically at least. What else, though? I don't know, maybe we'll spice it up a little bit. We're gonna do that. We gonna drink 2 shots this time. It is nice because honestly, even drinking 2 of these elixirs at once, I thought my health would be like halved. It is not. It is not. You know what? Just for funsies. What happens if I use all of them? And then this one. Oh, I got a lot of stink on me. I got so much stink for days. I need to bathe something awful. Oh man, this kind of feels a little bit. I feel like this might be, dare I say it? This maybe feels a little bit broken to me. I got very stinky, but it seems like I got incredibly stinky for very little risk. Now, the real question here might be when I start popping in and out of Shroud, and that's what we're gonna add in next. We're gonna toss that in here next. So I'm gonna get a little more stink juice in here. I'm gonna go ahead and top off the old stink juice. Okay, full on stink. All right, and now we're gonna try this. That was the swooshy necro sound. Do you hear that? Like, wow, wow. Is there any reason I wouldn't stink with this build? I feel like stink all day, every day is the option here. Okay, so we know that this is going to glide us forward. So whoosh! Well, bam! Okay, everybody, I gotta be real. This is kind of amazing. Can I be real? This is kind of awesome. This is like pretty good. I feel pretty good about this. It's very blam blam. Like you go into that Necro Shroud and it is incredibly blam blam. Some content creators are going to take you on a different journey about the elite specializations. They're going to walk you through them. They're going to be like, I did exactly 2,000 damage there. I did this. Then you're going to come over to this channel. I'm going to be like, this class is blam blam. And let me tell you why. Did you see that? Here we go, lowering that HP threshold. Because who needs HPs? Not me. I'm blam blam. I don't need HPs where I'm going. Then we're gonna use big elixir. Then we're gonna go in here, and now it's a blam blam time. A shablammy. I should have picked a target before I decided to blam blam. You know what? Let this be a lesson to everyone. Pick a target before you blam blam. When you're all up in that juice, don't get too excited. Pick your target first. You know, could it maybe be a little more dynamic or interesting? Could there be more risk with it? Absolutely. I think absolutely. Because it's a little concerning to me that I can use all of these, including Elixir of Ambition, and not fear for my life. We're gonna go try it in a Heart of Thorns map, because I'm curious. Okay, it's spicier! Okay, it's spicier! My health definitely went down into Spoop Town for a second there. Now, can I use this on the... Oh, dang it. Oh no, hold on, where'd he go? Come back. Come back, I'm in cool mode. It's blam blam and I can't blam blam unless you're here, bud. This is spicier now. Now I sense the spice. I feel the spice in the force. Now, have I died yet? No. I said, before downing all of my potions and then myself. We were deep in the spice zone. I was doing shots. And grabby-handed people. Don't do that. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Unless it's, you know, you're at the club and everybody's consenting. Don't be... I realize the gameplay description of this class sounds ominous. Grab a hand, grab a hand, grab a hand. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Do a little spice. Do a little spice. Get in the shroud. Get in the shroud. Blam, blam. I feel pretty good about this one. I felt like this one showcased itself really quick, and maybe we move on to Willbender. This one, I think, is going to be the most finicky of all the classes. It seems like it has a very specific playstyle, and right now there's certain elements of it that might be a little bit underwhelming still that need to be tuned, but the mobility is supposed to be really fun. It's good. It's good, though. I mean, I do like... Wee. I mean, come on. Come on. If for no other reason than being able to just delightedly go, wee. This is what we're working with right now as far as skills. Rushing Justice, where if we enable it, it will, upon activation, rush me towards my target. We will gain Justice, delivering a strike and emanating Willbender flames. Flowing Resolve, which will remove condies from our person and give us Flowing Resolve. Rush forward, evade attacks while leaving Willbender flames in your wake. So like streaking through a group, or for mobility again, it will heal you upon trigger. You'll get Flowing Resolve, Swiftness, Condi removal, Crashing Courage, Shadow Step a short distance. So all of these do have some kind of movement with them. Shadow Step a short distance while gaining boons, emanating Willbender flames. Again, and gaining Courage. Consecutive attacks will grant boons. You'll get Aegis, Stab, Swiftness. Ooh. It's interesting because I have to agree, this class doesn't feel as flashy as the others. I think that flash comes in with your mobility and just the fact that you're zooming, which feels really fun. But at the same time, compared to the others, do I feel like visually I am as like, like, no, I don't. To just describe it without words. Now, like, you can use a kind of a fun rotation of these, which I think is, again, maybe the sparkle shine of this class, if we want to call it that. The thing that makes you kind of go like, ooh. Those flips and those animations and the unique animations of how your body moves through air, all of that stuff I do really like. It's maybe more understated, but it still feels like the animations are really lovely. Maybe they were worried that with the high mobility, it would just be that like anywhere you went, everything was explosions forever, and it was really miserable for everyone to have to just deal with that. So let me take a look at the hands, because I like the idea. Oh, you do get that bit of glow. You get that little bit, and they're still glowing even now. That's neat. A subtle little touch about it that I think is worthwhile. It's fun because I actually do really like that Greatsword 3 even has more mobility. You don't have enough? Get some more. Jump and cleave. Pull people into you. Put them in a blender of pain. I think that's pretty fun. Maybe we'll take a little damage. We'll see how this, oh, well, she died first. We'll definitely take damage when we go to Heart of Thorns, so don't worry about it. Whap. No, there's another one. No, I made a huge mistake. Wee. Okay, all right. I mean, that is good. That is good, though. It grows on me a bit more every time we use it. Ah, this one's gonna have a directional line. We'll do a little, ooh, and a different one. We'll do a little of that. We'll do a little of this. We'll come back in. We'll just test it out a little bit. I mean, it's pretty fun. Then we also have Flash Combo, which again is another gap closer. I like this idea of like dodge in, hit, dodge out, bam! That actually looked really cool. You can almost use this one, Flash Combo, as like a way to create multi-prong attacks. I really dig that. I like the idea that you can almost like lunge in, put that Condi on, force them to give chase, go after another foe. That's kind of neat. I mean, of course, again, that's going to require a game sense to use. And is it, you know, as effective as just like gathering everything up in one point and cleaving the ever-living daylights out of it? Maybe not, but I think it's really a neat idea, at least. For this mobility to really, really shine in certain ways, you almost need to be playing against other people that can evade stuff better. Maybe in something like PvP, world versus world. I think somebody could get incredibly adept at this. But in most of their things, with different weapons and some different passives, I think you could do stuff for it, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's quite as maybe catered for that. I'm gonna bully this spider, everybody. Gonna do it. Unless the spider bullies me, which is very possible. We're gonna try something a little bit spicier. My body is made of sadness. Oh, geez. All right. See, if I could time my evades perfectly, this would be actually a pretty interesting enemy, I think, to try and tackle because he also has mobility. Round 2. Let's pop back in. Let's, oh man, okay. Yeah, this one just takes more finesse, I think. Okay, let's go in. Let's try again. We're gonna work on this. We're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, all right, okay. This one definitely has not come as quickly to me, but I really do think a lot of that is just because we don't have a really good flow with it yet. I haven't yet really made these movement abilities second nature. I don't know how to strategically use these different lines to kind of force the enemies through to get additional burning. I think that Willbender will be really rewarding and really fun when you get to the point where you can use it in a way that feels like a natural extension of yourself that other players can't really realize with their classes. Right now, do I feel like it's kind of underwhelming and clunky? Yeah. But I do actually think some of that is just the fact that I have not really gotten a strong feel on this class to be able to take full advantage of its skills. I do have to say that I appreciate the little animation details. I like the glowing hands, that's very good. I love the animations of the different, let's look at the kick too, because that one's neat. That one's so good! I mean, the nice thing about Willbender is that if you are a panic prone player, you can just hit every single thing and most likely you're gonna dodge. So I think there's good possibilities for this class. It just doesn't feel maybe the most exciting right now. You do not have to be a pro meta class builder to give feedback. Feelings like, I really loved how this one played. I thought the effects were cool. That's all a valid part of class design. This one felt weird. It took me a long time to try to figure out what I was supposed to do. Also totally valid. You don't have to like go into a feedback post and be like, well, the potency is well, blah, blah, blah. But with this special, it does increase. But I don't know if it's quite as good as this one with this passive, with that signal. Like, you don't have to do that. So all feedback can be really valid if you look at it in a critical way and provide, good balanced feedback, right?